But when they do this, when they paint us all into this corner, all Christians who want to be politically engaged as Christian nationalists, they're failing to distinguish between those who want biblical values in public policy. It's me.
Us, yes.
Yep. And those seeking a theocratic state.
Right.
Because there are people out there that like that, but I'm going to be one of the first people to call them out and be like, no, absolutely not.
Yeah.
I want biblical truth, biblical principles applied in our policy, our public policy, our laws. That's the only way to have real justice and the only way to protect the rights and liberty of people that God has given us. Without that, it's going to fall apart quickly. And we have the last 100 years of Europe and the world wars and everything to show us that. So this misrepresentation suppresses the meaning. It does suppress meaningful dialogue. If we can't talk to each other and we're just going to call each other's names, it's going to cause a lot of trouble in and of itself in that way. But it also will erase historical nuance, the America's Christian founding, in the sense of just how the Great Awakening happened right before the founding. The people here were by and large Christian. Mm-hmm. And this, when they do this, it also casts biblical political convictions as inherently dangerous.
Right.
And we kind of touched on that a little bit, and I appreciate you bringing that up, because there are people out there who claim to have biblical ideas, but they are not of Christ. They are not of his ways, and they are not anything close to what you and I would want to see in this in our country.
And those kinds of people like Corey Mahler are music to the ears of mainstream media.
Yeah, because it's like,
politics.
See, he's doing it. He's saying it.
Right.
Exactly. And all the other Christians are like, we're not saying it.
Yeah, we kicked him out of fellowship.
Yeah,
because
we got rid of him.
Yeah.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So all this to say, when the mainstream media does this, it neglects the theological distinction between gospel-centered citizenship, which is what I am espousing, what I believe. And so it fails to distinguish between that and national idolatry, which would be more like the gentleman you brought up.
Right. Yeah.
There is such thing as national idolatry. We saw that in the 20th century. We've seen that throughout history. But a Christian who wants to see biblical principles and biblical truth applied to his society, that's not national idolatry. That is love of neighbor.